Hello, everyone. This is Charles Coleman, the team leader of Keller Williams Avenues Realty. And today I have with me
Dustin Nichols, a real estate agent with Keller Williams as well.
Awesome. So, Dustin, man, I super appreciate you being able to jump on this call with me today. And if you wouldn't mind, tell the audience, when did you become a licensed real estate agent?
Yeah, I actually, I got my license towards the end of last year and jumped on with Keller Williams Avenues January 1st. So that's kind of when I started launching my business.
Awesome, man. And I know that you're what we would consider a dual career agent. You actually are an entrepreneur. So, what is the other career that you have going on simultaneously with real estate?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a commercial risk consultant. So essentially, what I do is I work with businesses to as essentially an outsourced risk manager. So I help with insurance and other ways to mitigate their risks. So
Awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, that sounds like a lot. You have a lot going on between real estate and that piece of really sounds like managing expectations for clients.
absolutely, yeah, big piece in both of them. It is funny dealing with the two different aspects of a business owner versus your everyday person, homeowner. So
Yeah.
it is it's fun working with the two different people.
Yeah, absolutely. And why did you decide to partner with Keller Williams when you decided to activate your license in January?
Yeah. So I actually visited and interviewed with numerous companies. It did come down to a couple companies, Keller Williams being one of them. And at the end of the day, everything that I heard about Keller was they've got an awesome dual career program, which I absolutely needed. I've got an awesome career on the other side as well, and looking to launch the real estate side of things too. And the mentoring program that I've heard that Keller had was a big selling feature. Also on top of that, I'm an Arvada native, and knowing that the Keller Williams Avenue offices in Old Town is one of my favorite places to be was another selling feature too. So all that kind of intertwined into me going ahead and moving forward with Keller Williams Avenues.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that we were able to check a couple of the boxes that were important for you when deciding decide what brokerage to partner with. And wanted to take a minute to congratulate you. You just had your first closing last month. Yep. And where did that client come from?
Yes, it was a little bit lucky. It was actually my dad.
Okay.
And my dad and my stepmom, they were looking to potentially downsize. They've been kind of talking about it over the last couple of years. And when I ended up getting licensed and everything at the beginning of this year, I kind of started talking to them more serious about it. And we kind of held off a little bit. I kind of started thinking about early on in the year, and I told them, hey, let's kind of wait until springtime, and ended up having an awesome deal.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I don't know how much luck had to come into play with that, because I think that becoming the real estate economist of choice for family is a lot harder, because you actually have those boundaries, right? Like we're family, and I need you to look at me as your real estate professional, which can be tricky to navigate sometimes. So yeah. Well, what was the biggest obstacle that you faced in this transaction?
In terms of that, I would say that was very difficult. It's also my childhood home, so it's the home I grew up in. So it was very hard to go through and tell them, hey, we need to do this, this, and this to the house. And knowing that, hey, I know that my parents love this aspect of it, but if we want to get the most bang for our buck, this is what we need to be doing. So those conversations were tricky to navigate. And, you know, we ended up, I would never say that it was awkward or anything like that. I think we did a good job of understanding each other. I kind of compromised on certain things and they compromised on some things. And so there was that. There was a pricing aspect to it. They had a price in mind that they wanted to list it at. And I had a lower price in mind, just with the market and how it was doing. And the location of the home, I needed to get people to actually come and see this home, and not see the price and kind of shy away from it because of the location. So that conversation was hard to navigate too. I'm glad they ended up listening to me, because I do think it was a big reason why we ended up going so far over list price. And then the other thing, on the other side of it was, being so new, was learning how to negotiate during the whole process. You know, I had the weekend of our list, my phone was blown up all weekend. Real estate agents calling me, figuring out where we're at in the process, how many bids do we have right now, offers and whatnot. And it was cool for me to learn other agents' negotiating techniques, and really take notes on, okay, I really liked how this agent came about it. I really dislike how this person did their offer and whatnot. So I was able to learn, take notes and everything, and better myself off of that. But that was really challenging too, trying not to be bullied while also learning too. So.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people discount working with family, right? And they think that, oh, that's where, you know, that's where the client came from. It's like, that's a very hard transaction. And then when you're saying, like, as a new agent and making sure that not only am I, you know, standing up for my client, which is also my family, right? And learning through the transaction as you go, that can be a huge obstacle for a lot of people. So I'm glad that was a learning experience, but it paid off.
Yeah.
With that in mind, what was the biggest win during this transaction for you?
Yeah, I think you know, the obvious, obviously getting it under contract. I think as I mentioned, we had that conversation with my sellers as far as list price. And I think if we ended up listing at the number that they wanted to, we wouldn't have had the attraction that we did. So in my mind, it was a good feeling knowing that I think I'm doing it the right way. I'm doing things the right way. And you know, we ended up coming and getting an offer that was $70,000 over ask. And in the location that it was in, that it's a huge win.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is, I think a big piece is being able to go through, and while the client has a dollar in mind, and letting them know, like, if we were able to back off that dollar as a starting price, as a marketing price, we should be able to get you higher than what you're expecting. So I love that you were able to implement that strategy as a new agent, and be able to have your clients believe in you that much. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
What tell me about the support that you received from the brokerage during this transaction.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm part of the coaching program. So Margaret Gate is my coach, and honestly, I couldn't ask for a better person to kind of mentor me, to be on at my right side the whole transaction. She was awesome, very responsive. When I needed to review offers and whatnot, she was right there, ready to go. So the support during that with my coach was great. And then also I did hire a transaction coordinator as well throughout the process once we were under contract. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know how agents go without a TC. I don't, especially as a dual career.
Mhm.
person, I'll use a TC on every transaction I use because it was awesome.
Mhm.
And I used Andy Gate as well as my TC. She was great, phenomenal. Yeah, it made my job easier between going into contract and closing.
That's awesome to hear. And I think that just being able to, have someone at your side, whether it's the mindset pieces or the tactics, the support, whatever that looks like, huge advocate for coaching and for having those people in my corner. So I'm glad that you were able to experience that on this side.
Yeah.
Now, with you being a successful business person as well as having success in real estate fairly quickly into your career, what advice would you have for someone that's just starting out or is struggling to launch their real estate business?
Yeah. So two things. Go get involved with networking. I'm
Mhm.
heavily involved with networking. I'm in the Arvada Chamber, the Arvada Young Professionals, for my insurance
Mhm.
business as well as my real estate stuff. It was a
Mhm.
very easy connection because I've been involved with the chamber for 7 years now.
Yeah.
So it was a very easy segue for me to now add, hey, I'm a real estate agent. This is now what I'm doing as well, in addition, and I've made those connections. But definitely go get involved with your local community. That's a big piece, and then also
Mhm.
work on your database. Your client or your family and friends are your easiest clients to snag. So start there, go through your
Mhm.
contacts, get them in your database, start reaching out to them. That's what I'm starting to crank on now as well, is really diving deeper into my contacts.
Yeah.
That those are the people that they already love you. Who better to refer you out there than your family and friends?
Right. No, I think that's big, right? When we start thinking about the database that we have and the people that already know us, like us, and trust us, and then we need to be constantly taking people that don't know us yet, that not in that database, and constantly moving them over. So I love that advice that you have given out because that's huge, and that's how you do build a very successful business.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
well, awesome, Dustin, man. I super appreciate you jumping on the call today, and I'm excited to see what the rest of your real estate career looks like in 2022. And thank you for giving the advice that you did, and looking forward to seeing what happens the rest of the year.
I appreciate it, Charles. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.